10 seconds remaining. Dire team ban. Radiant team ban.
Ladies and gentlemen, hello and welcome back again to the Summit 6. We're going to be taking a look at a wonderful match today. It's going to be game number 2 of Vega Squadron facing off against Fantastic.Five. I'm Lyrical, and I'm going to be joined by the illustrious, the greatest, the Mr. Man himself, Moppax. How are you doing today?
Hello? How do I sound? I know, we're swapping programs and whatnot. Am I all right?
It looks like it is. Why don't you just talk a little bit more, and I'll take a look at the levels. But I think it's pretty good.
Okay. All right. Well, that sounds great then. So yeah. No, I literally just got up out of bed, had a late pubbing night and whatnot. So I saw game 1 just ended. I believe that was Fantastic.Five taking the win in a real 51-minute scorcher there with some some Shadow Demons, some Jugs, some Morphlings, some really new meta stuff. Never seen that before. So yeah, it looks pretty stock standard so far today then, eh?
Yeah, no, definitely. Well, and it was interesting because we watched Vega Squadron yesterday, and when they played, they were like incredibly passive the first game, and then they just went kind of apeshit the second game. They went incredibly nuts, started running over people consistently, and we're gonna see an OD and a Chen with a Drow Ranger made through. This is interesting to me too as well. What do you think about these first couple of picks here?
Well, Chen, of course, not a hero we see too often anymore, right? Chen and Enchanters kind of have that whole vibe of just being very, I guess, particular to certain teams. Like I know at WESG, the squad with art style was rocking them a couple times, and people started even banning out like the first phase with Chen and Enchanters just because they didn't have to deal with it. And despite it not being a hero that many teams are willing to pick up right now, they had a ton of success with it. I think they went undefeated with Chen, if I'm correct here. So if you can work it with your lineup, then why not? Obviously, Drow Ranger, for the majority of the time, she's looking to get a quicker lineup, start pushing into your towers relatively early on in the game, help out her mid laner to make sure they're going to have a lot of damage to try and, do well in the mid lane. Not going to be very easy up against an OD. But Chen, he's got those creeps, man. Who cares about your rank damage? You just, run a troll at her or something and net her down, or you throw some Satyr Blast in the mid lane, right? Like, Drow Warrior's not going to save you from that. Who can save you from 8 Hadoukens?
It's true. There's not a whole lot that you could do against that, and they gave a little couple nerfs in the past to trying to make that less effective. But I guess the big thing that really took him out of the meta was the change to his ulti and the fact that it doesn't fully regenerate creeps. So maybe he's less effective there. And the cooldown reduction as well, is that a thing that got changed?
Oh man, yeah, that was the Aghanim Scepter. It was It used to give you that ridiculous cooldown on Hand of God that was just so stupid.
Yeah, so I think that the early game hadn't really been touched then, so he's still gonna be the same scary force that we ran into early on. Is it taking down towers still a priority of Chen early? I remember way back in the day it was stacking camps and then getting an early mech, but against a Drow Ranger lineup, does that look any different, or is it just trying to secure early kills?
Yeah, I would say it's towers and kills, right? It's still typical Chen plays. Even if you're not going full-out Chen mode, there's a lot of value here with the OD, because it's you always want that defensive support when you have an OD. Generally, you want buffs, too. You want someone who's giving attack speed, so often you'll see, a Beastmaster, and then you want that defensive hero, so you want that Oracle. Someone who could just allow OD to do his thing. Get right-clicks off during a fight, right? That's all the guy needs to do. He throws out, 4 Arcane Orbs, dumps his ulti, GG. So, get someone that's going to help you do that big global heal. Even if Chen's not there, he can actively help with that. And they've actually done this opener quite a few times. In fact, twice they did the exact same follow-up with a Nyx Assassin and a Treant Protector in the next phase.
Oh, right.
So, double heals situation going on. You're up against a Drow lineup, so it was actually up against Pro Dota Gaming, who opened up with Drow Ranger Mirana. So if they won that game, if they felt that was a sound strategy, where they lost that game. Pro Dota won that game. So maybe they might mix it up here. In fact, they've already banned that Treant Protector from Vega Squad. Yeah, we've seen this one before.
Yeah, a little bit of research done, I'm sure, by Vega Squadron, leading up to this. And yeah, they also ban out that Centaur. We talked about Illidan running it. The other hero that we've seen him on a couple of times has been the Morphling one, which we obviously saw last game, and 2 was the Weaver, which I found kind of interesting. It was able to be much more effective and active early on than you would expect. He didn't go for the Lincoln Sphere build in multiple different iterations of that. So we'll see if that's the way they go. But for now, it's the Sand King, often seen in that off-lane position nowadays. Haven't seen a support Sand King in a cool minute. With the Witch Doctor also getting taken by Vega. Is Witch Doctor enough of a counter to Chen that it just makes it hard to play that hero with the long duration on the stuns?
Yeah, I would say so. It is ridiculous, right? The difference between it being a hero or a creep, the full 5 seconds when you're hitting those Chen creeps. The other option would have been Crystal Maiden, of course. So looks like they're just going to prefer the Witch Doctor this time. Works a little bit better with the Drow lineup in general. She's not exactly a mana-hungry core. She's much more about that whole push. So bringing the element of sustain through HP, I think is going to be more valuable in a Witch Doctor than it would through a Crystal Maiden. Interesting to see what sort of an offlaner they have to combo up with that as well, just because like Faceless Void is still in the pool, and it is a Drow lineup with a Murano, so there is like a ton of value there. Fantastic.Five honestly could even consider, oh, but they have a Chen. You know, if this was like a normal position 5 hero, like an Oracle or something, I would seriously consider moving this Sand King into position 4 and taking the Faceless Void for myself.
Really?
If I was up to that point. But here's our Chronosphere possible counter, right? Having the Omni Knight here.
Yeah, that's nice. Oh my god, and they answer right back with the Doom. So FNG's been playing the Doom, just picking up those Tranquils, running in and causing mayhem in the mid lane. Sort of that, I guess it was traditionally like an old CIS, or not CIS, Chinese or SEA region
China
style.
Doom.
Exactly, the China Doom.
The China Doom, ladies and gentlemen.
But the other one was, I think they ran this as a dual offlane with the Sand King Omni Knight together, if I'm not mistaken, from Fantastic.Five. I could be wrong about that. I'll double check it in a bit, but what do you think about Omni Knight here? Is it just about like survivability, or trying to just create that extra bit of damage early on through purification? What's your read?
Same idea as usual with OD. All that matters is OD gets a couple right clicks off and presses alt and you win a fight. Like that's basically the greatest recipe for success right now in Dota. So Omni Knight plus Chen, you've got double defensive supports rocking right here. You know, OD Omni Knight has been a combo for a very long time. It's just like having like Omni Knight Shadow Fiend or something like that going through the mid lane. It's just allowing that big, humongous damage hero to do their thing during the fight. So I do like the Doom, though. It's a very nice answer, not only for harassing the mid lane of someone like an OD, having that little bit of extra like Devour and whatnot, I guess, up against Chen to get the Purge creep for the Omni Knight, too. So you can throw off those repels, throw off that Guardian's Angel. So you can imagine Doom probably going to run around with the Purge creep for this one.
Yeah. Well, and I mean, honestly, even just if he gets up to the point where he can just doom the Omni Knight, that's pretty good too. As far as him versus the OD, is there one that you would prefer to doom out at the start of the fight? I mean,
definitely Omni, I think. Yeah, okay. The dream. Unless their last hero doesn't have that much damage, and then, you know, if there's it's not a crazy damaging like Sven or PA or something here, maybe it'll be fine to doom OD, because Sand King, Chen, Omni aren't too scary if OD can't actually do anything. Right,
yeah, that is an issue. Well, and I am wondering now, if we do end up seeing Vega Squadron, what they want to go for in this last pick. Like, Tide has traditionally been a pretty good answer with the Drow Ranger lineup, but I don't know if it's as great against like this lineup that has a couple of different avenues for saving the rest of your team. Do you want to go for a big team fight ulti, or more of like a something that's more pickoff oriented?
Tide has the added benefit of being a mech builder too, which is nice when you're running like this kind of a Drow strat. What overall offlaners do we even have left here? Faceless Void, of course, was banned by Fantastic.Five. So watching that, yep, Beastmaster, always great. Adding that attack speed aura, a general push and whatnot to the Drow Ranger. And, well, we'll get rid of the Storm.
No.
Slider is still okay. What about our lane situation? You want the Sand King up against the Drow Ranger, pull the support top, so then like you can try and at least, because you know it's only gonna be Witch Doctor Drow. If Doom does rotate over, it's saving your mid, the OD, to have an even better time and keep dumpstering that Mirana. So it will be the Slider. I like that. It's always nice, the physical damage.
No.
Well, mid.
Yeah, it's a bit of a weird, like, so now you're running the I guess that it's pretty okay. Could this be a lane that gets pretty heavily contested though? The Drow Ranger Witch Doctor, like if they ran Chen creeps up there and also rotated Omni Knight, like is that something to be worried about?
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Okay.
I mean, Sand King is like the best core right now in the off lane that can have a support just randomly show up and then go right into a kill, right? Because you know Sand King's always playing close to the wave. It's not like suspicious when he walks up into burrow strike range.
Right.
And it will be the PA too, okay. So this is like the other, probably the best positioned one hero right now with Omni Knight, I would say. And so now you have like this double core heroes that are super nice with the heals and the magic immunity from, obviously the heals from the Chen and the both from Omni. I am very much digging Fantastic.Five's draft. That is like the #1 core I would have thought of right here in this situation. So good bounce back potential. If they can just stave off that initial burst from Vega Squadron, don't let that Slardar get out of control and start running and jumping through your lanes, then they're going to be fine. But if Mag has like super good early game and kind of like one of those game of your life situations, pretty sure he could like single-handedly win this game.
Well, we'll see how they end up dealing it. It's still going to be a little bit interesting how the lanes work out. I'm a little concerned that for Vega Squadron, that Fantastic.Five might just aggro them up top and stick the Sand King against the Slardar. Isn't that the play? And then you kind of get owned if you're Slardar?
I would assume that they just keep the Drows farm. I don't think they can test them against the PA. Yeah, you're right though. Like Slardar is going to get totally owned. Like he's not going to have a fun time down here.
Yeah. Well,
dagger spam and whatnot.
We'll see how it goes. Early Iron Talon pickup for the Sand King signals that they don't want to stick around that lane too long. And Vega Squadron versus Fantastic.Five, game number 2. For Vega, they're up against the wall here. And when this happened previously, it was with a Doom draft that they responded and then kind of just ran over their opponents early, which it feels like this draft wants to do. Early kills potential as they move in towards the rune, it looks like.
Oh, this is really well played too, because they want to get wards down to block Chen's camps.
Yeah. Spotted out early though, and it doesn't look like they're going to get into range. Arrow not going to connect either. Armen doesn't spot his spot.
I don't like is they don't have sentries, so they're just going to let this camp up here fly, which I don't think is okay. Whenever you're playing against Chen, you always want to try and block off. If he's dire side Chen, you want this camp blocked, and if he's radiant side, it's not as important. Like this dire one's definitely the most important when he's over there, but when he's radiant, getting rid of this offlane camp had that added bonus of being up against the Sand King and blocking that too. So it would have forced him to fully retreat to the jungle, and then he can't, like, if both supports are top and Sand King can't be in, then if he retreats back, he can still farm right here. Whereas if he blocked that off, he then has to go all the way back down here, and he doesn't have that easy come to the tower to get that experience when you do push the lane, and then that's going to be punished super hard because you're a Drow lineup, right?
Oh my god, man, I'm having trouble keeping up with the camera work you're asking me to do. But yeah, I agree.
It's okay, just look at the mini map. I'm sorry.
I'm with you. Yeah, so basically it's just
got it.
They got it blocked off. Man, Mop Packs, you're so smart. God dang it. Arrow's gonna go out there.
The worst part is I was totally called that PA, I just didn't say it. No, yeah. I mean, it's Omni Knight. Don't feel that smart, I know, but I could have been like 4 to 5. Just like,
You always get them, man. That's what's up. Well, we got the early movement out here. It is going to be Mag taking a hell of a lot of damage, and with the slow,
disgusting.
He is not enjoying his life right now. This is a rough one.
You know that like support PA where you just go Blightstones from Orb of Venom? This time it's the core PA, and then you just throw the Orb of Venom on this Omni Knight. Like, imagine when he hits level 2 in his degen aura, man.
I know. That's going to be awful.
Gonna have to, like, go home.
It is not a good time in Dell. And, well, now you're also looking over here at the mid lane. There isn't really a great capability for them to rotate in and find kills with Chen because Doom just comes in and eats his creep. Yol is having a really rough time himself. And this is another nice little answer that FNG is throwing their way. Now with the toughness aura, he's ready to start roaming around and causing some havoc.
Gotta get that armor up against PA, man. That's pretty good, actually. In terms of, like, you know, not getting the best possible creep, that's pretty good.
Yeah. We just gotta look at the glass half full. That's what we'll call it.
Satyrs will show up eventually, I'm sure.
I also are seeing this Centaur Conqueror picked up now. No mana for an arrow as of yet, so Mirana's just gonna have to kind of kite him away, and this is gonna give a lot of room in towards mid for this OD to kind of get what he wants. And yeah, you mentioned it. Sand King realizes that his rune, or rather his camp's been blocked out. Gonna pick up a rune and then have to vacate.
Finds himself a DD. Pretty much the most useless rune on the Sand King.
Hurts. Well, This early movement out here, I mean, we talked about how Mag's having a tough time. RMN with the degen aura is going to chase him out of lane. How worried do you have to be at this early stage? Like, you're still getting a decent amount out of FNG, even though Mag is just getting completely dismantled here in the off lane.
Yeah, he really is. Witch Doctor not going anywhere, so can't really approach the wave. This was a great kind of double counter in some ways too, right? Because, you know, whenever you're playing against Witch Doctor as an offlaner, you never want to be close to the creeps, obviously, for the bounces. But Sand King, the way he plays is that aggressive style where he's tagging up as many creeps as he can with Caustic, so unable to walk up close. It doesn't allow him to be that bullying off lane that he typically is. So with no support rotation coming from the Chen, like, I don't know, I would be a little concerned about that, I think, if I was Fantastic.Five. Like, obviously the mid is going great, as you said. Bottom's going to be totally fine. So if they could actually put the Chen up top and do something up there, and even if that means drawing the Doom up top, I feel like that's going to help cement this for Fantastic.Five, because they are running this OD in the mid, and all that matters when you're running OD is what you guys do just as the laning stage ends, right?
Yeah. Well, totally, and that's the big thing as well now is I'm looking forward to what are they actually going to be able to accomplish without a Chen getting a decent amount of farm. He's going to have like 1 or 2 creeps at this point. He's still stuck at level 1 now, and every time he goes back in here to this hard camp, because they blocked out that other one, the big creep's taken, and Doom just bullies him out of the lane again, or out of the jungle again.
Here.
This is just bullying Chen. It's like that. I don't know. I don't want to make any aspersions towards other people, but he's having a tough time towards bullying. I don't know. He takes a purge creep though. That's something.
Wow, that is depressing. I know. I guess they're trying to set something up here, but they're not going to be able to find that. Everyone's too busy zoning out the Slider. OD's getting top rune. Bollock's still level 2. Also having a pretty sad life. How's their Slider doing? Level 4. Meg, what a player, honestly.
Yeah. The fact that he came out of this lane relatively unscathed is really impressive. I mean, because Omni ended up taking that degen or a second, like you were talking about, and he's just so incredibly slow, even with sprint on. I'm pretty impressed that he was able to stay alive there. Mid lane, very much an even showing, despite OD's sort of supposed dominance, but the rotation in from the Sand King, they're going to hit onto FNG, purged up as well. This might be the turnaround, and it does look like they're going to be able to bring down FNG. First blood going the way of the Sand King.
Nice. Very important play for Lollik, right? If your off lane is totally the worst thing ever, pretty much the best case scenario is you rotate mid and manage to get a kill on someone, ideally the mid laner, but in this case, they'll take the support Doom, and now he's actually going to stack up a camp for himself. Doesn't even have Caustic yet. He has the single point into Sandstorm. That is desperation right there.
Yeah, this is rough. And the camp is going to stack, but you take a look over here, and they actually had an illusion of the Doom who went and blocked the camp again himself.
What a player.
Like, they are just really, FNG is making Yol's life hell, and doing a great job of it.
You can imagine just how important this was from him too, right? Because had this Chen got a decent start, he's level 3 by now. If he finds 1 Centaur, that would be enough to kill mid. He just smokes up, goes in, they put the Astral Imprisonment onto Iceberg, and then they just Centaur stomp him as he comes out, right? And it would just be kill, easy kills. Like complete T-ball kills there, totally set up by BZZ. But that slowdown by FNG, very important right here.
BZZ in a little bit of trouble, possibly. Can they find it? There's going to be the Infernal Blade looking for the follow-up arrow, but it's going to need to be a good one. It's not quite enough. They still do find him, though, as the coconuts are balking Sionia. He finds the kill. Mirana takes it.
With gratitude.
I don't know. Things are looking pretty good for Vega. I would say right now, they're well underway to like good times here. Chen slowed down. Omni Knight is still actually only level 4. I don't know, not getting too many pulls, I guess because Yol's now coming over and handling this. But what about level 6 here on our PA? They're starting to rotate up top too.
Yeah, the Sand King level 3 doesn't have a whole lot of options. He's got a Sandstorm. There's the Infernal Blade trying to run away from them again, and it looks like they'll be able to scout this out with the arrow as well as the right clicks. He goes down. No great way to stop it, and I mean, they had the gust even if he was going to stay in Sandstorm for him, so there was no way to really for him to get out.
Yeah, I guess he was trying to find some sort of like a burrow strike angle, but didn't even end up going for it. Well, hard knock life. Okay, so excellent stuff right now, man. If this Drow lineup could just stay together, what is like the combo breaker right now? It's a level 3 Sand King. Other than that, if they walk up to your tower as Vega right now, I'm not exactly sure what you can do.
Yeah, no, it's true, and that's the kind of the problem that I'm also seeing as they go further forward is like OD. There was a moment where it looked like he could have even gone for like a kill onto Iceberg with the rotation in from the Chen, but he doesn't have Sandy's Eclipse now. So even if they do start to get a little bit more farm on these guys, like they don't have the lineup that does well at defending unless they had like an early blink on the Sand King. As far as solving this problem for Fantastic.Five, is it just all about like trying to get Illidan up to where he needs to be?
Yeah, it's all about the counterplay because the Dragonlance will be done soon for FN, and once that's done, I imagine they'll just probably make a big rotation down at the bottom lane. They can put down some wards, take down this tower, and then, assuming they don't take that fight as Fantastic.Five, which they probably won't, then they rotate into the mid lane, and then in the mid lane, that's probably their best chance at it. Some sort of like a burrow strike out of the trees or something from Lolik. It's really all they can hope for.
No.
It's not going to be easy. I'm pretty sure it's all in the Sand King. And once that blink's done for Meg, man, this game is going to look so good for Vega. They can take Roche so quickly. I mean, they could even take it if they win a single fight in the mid right now, if they honestly wanted to.
I really like this up top as well. FN is now starting to take out a couple of those range or over the couple of creeps in the jungle and leaving Sealma the Slayer a little bit of farm here in the top lane. So he's going to have his level 6 up and online. You can tell just by virtue of even his skill build. This isn't a Maledict zoning out people. This isn't about team fighting. This is about taking towers consistently with those 2 points in Voodoo Restoration. And it is looking good for Vega. As far as like solving this, do you need to start even think about like helping Sand King get more stacks in the jungle and leaving the Chen to sort of suffer from that?
Oh, is he actually? He is right now too. Look at this double stacking. The old Dota. Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. Oh, is he gonna get him? Oh, no. You only been practicing? Oh no, the top one didn't go. All right.
Yeah.
What can you do? A little bit late on that one. But no, yeah, you're definitely right. Like his blink dagger is super important right now. This ain't no Aether lens Sanking. I don't think. I think this is gonna be the blink rush.
We can take a look at some of the net worth now. Drow Ranger up at the top and starting to feel like they still don't want to go for any concentrated effort towards taking a fight. It's kind of, this is sort of a thing that I was wondering about in the last game too, is there was always moments where it felt like Vega could start grouping up and making action happen. With Dragonlance done on Drow Ranger, what are they waiting for at this point?
What's Meg got? 600 gold. And vote our Doom. Maybe some levels on the Doom wouldn't be the worst thing to have before a major fight.
Yeah.
I mean, you can farm really nicely in the jungle right now. Like, I think they know they're getting more out of the map at the current moment than their opponents are. So they're just kind of comfortable and complacent with that. As long as they get going before the blink's done on the Sand King, that's the most important thing.
Oh, Iceberg. Out and out now. They do get the silence on a BZZ. He's going to TP out and is going to be able to make it. No arrow in time from Iceberg. And bottom lane, they are thinking about diving this. Mag getting, or Illidan rather, getting pretty fresh. They're not going to continue that dive though.
And this is a nice build too, right? With this Vanguard first. Up against Drow Ranger, up against the Witch Doctor, and then of course the minus armor coming out. So even with the Amplify on right now, he's still not doing too bad. Right? 7, so he's only at -3 when he gets it.
All right. This is something also, we've seen some PAs go like immediately back into Deso afterwards.
Yeah.
Some of them have translated into Battle Furies. Is there one that you like more in this game?
I guess it kind of depends on the momentum Vega have. They, despite being like a physical based lineup, they don't have any like positive physical stuff. It's all minus armor. There's no like AC builder really. I mean, unless you're like Doom or Slider gets super farmed, there's no like Sven or something. So Deso's definitely still good this game. You can imagine that if they're like starting to get down into a hole and then they win some big fight as Fantastic.Five, you get a big gold influx onto Illidan. He might see it as being more valuable to go into something like the Battle Fury to try and like do some sort of split push plays or something, just using like Chen send homes or you know, something along those lines. We'll see.
Ooh. Pause coming out. They want to take the time to figure out what their next move is, or just lagging. Sure, there's no puppy pausing going on here.
Of course not. We got level 6 on F&G.
Yeah.
Might be the time to go have some fun as Vega. You can imagine it is still kind of scary though, right? Like, I mean, you come up to siege this tower. Sure, you got the Voodoo Restoration, couple heals coming up from your Witch Doctor, but You're all just kind of chilling there, right? Drow's just hanging over the tower. Then a dagger comes out of the trees. Drow loses half her HP. Suddenly she's blinked on. She gets crit, and then she gets purified, and immediately she's dead. That's kind of scary, right? That can happen.
Yeah, it's true. I mean, and that's the big issue, I think, is probably also we talked about the lack of a mech carrier on their lineup, and who is it that's now going to fill that role where you don't really like, do you need to pick up an urn at that point too? Like, I'm not exactly sure how they go about solving that problem of sustainability within their lineup. But it's like for now, PA is looking to get a little bit fresh with the Slardar, throws out a dagger. No crits this time. Mag left alone.
Well, still they keep farming, but it's not really working out for them right now. Ever since PA took that tower, got some goal going, now hopping onto Meg, man, he is tanky.
Yeah, they're not going to go after him. He's a scary guy. It looks like mid is maybe looking like they want to set up a counterplay here. Got a lot of Chen creeps in the area. Summon Slayer throws out.
Oh, look how fast they built the Drow.
Arrow connects onto Yol. He's in trouble now. Maybe
that bounce.
They do Astral him. A couple quick hits as they silence, but aren't going to go for it. Just take the creep back out.
Good to see though, when those Chen creeps get held there by the coconut bounce, they just melt to Drow. Like FN is just slicing right through. He's now into the Claymore, going in towards that Shadow Blade. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, and they're ready. Dire scan. They spot nobody is over there on that side. Mag halfway to blink. They actually find him in the woods. So Mag, he is going to be able to turn this back around, repel the Sand King. So Arrow is not going to stun him out long enough. Witch Doctor Ultimate comes in, but immediately Guardian Angel is there as well. And now they're going to try and continue the chase up on the high ground. They dismantle the Slardar, and Yol left alone. They do still have Doom available if they want to try and go for an Infernal Blade right click, but they can't really get into range to shut any of these guys down. Illidan, he's gonna actually fall to that. The Starstorm finds the kill. Infernal Blade turnaround, and now Iceberg maybe slightly overextending. They silence from the low ground, but this team fight is really messy. Not enough damage is being dealt, I think. Odie is going to Astral himself, and they're gonna back out now as well. The send back,
oh, the send
really
home
good.
classic, yeah, such a good combination.
Oh, a very awkward team fight mid with Doom used, and not sure if they come out ahead at the end of it.
But can you imagine if they don't get that kill on PA though? That would have been like total disaster, because Blink Dagger is virtually done here for Lawlick. If PA gets out of that unscathed, they just go right back into pushing that mid lane. I mean, it looks like they probably will anyway.
Yeah.
The Doom's on cooldown for at least another minute, so you don't lose one of your heroes. I'm a little bit worried for Vega. Like, Meg has not kept that same pace as Sand King. I mean, not his fault. He's the Slardar. You can understand. He hasn't really been finding any sort of nice areas to farm. He doesn't farm as quickly, thanks to that beautiful little caustic thing that Lawlick's got.
Oh,
his levels are still hurting, but he actually goes to that earlier point in Epicenter, just knowing the value of fighting right now.
They want to take it. They jump forward, catch onto one. Sioma the Slayer, controlled for the moment, slowed down, and now killed off as well. One more crit for good
look what
measure.
they're doing. They're like, all right, we can't fight this right now. This is way too scary. We gotta go roast, guys. We kind of missed the window here, I think, boys.
Well, let's see if they can get it. I mean, this is still a scary thing to do. They go for the Moonlight Shadow. I guess that Iceberg wants to try and... I don't know. I was wondering if he was going to create some havoc in the back line to make them think that they're not in Roche, but Arrow, oh my god, Yol almost gets caught there, but they pick up the Aegis and everybody's out.
Really nicely played by Vega. Perhaps they waited a little bit too long before gathering up to get something done. Maybe not abusing that window when there wasn't a Blink Dagger on the Sand King, but getting the Roche, very important themselves. Pretty big recovery moment right now. Now it's not as easy for them just to walk up to a tower and have that like Blink strike into Purify. They have to be worried about that counter initiation.
Oh god, Iceberg though. Yeah, he's just gonna drop.
What? How does that even happen?
They jump forward with the blink and catch the burrow strike. He was like walking back home, but ended up getting caught there. A little bit suspect. A little suspect.
Oh man, are those brown boots? Dude, Silva. Oh no, he's got treads. Okay, sorry.
Oh, Epicenter onto Mag bottom lane. There's the Astral. That should finish him off. Man, they're just getting picked off. The Sand King is making these plays.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
This was definitely an offlaner game, I feel like. Like, the battle between Lolik and Mag was who was really going to try and decide this for this team. Because both squads, it's so important what happens just as you leave the lanes. I mean, OD, we all know, not a very fast flash farmer, doesn't really love these whole camps or whatever. You know, he needs lane creeps and he needs heroes. All he wants to do is just group up and fight. He wants to keep that snowball rolling, get into that hurricane pike, get into like a BKB or something. But... kind of the same idea with the Drow Ranger. Still farms decently, but she'd rather just be pushed down towers and whatnot. So Lolik is just enabling his team right now, whereas Meg is still struggling to get into that Blink Dagger.
Well, and that's the weird thing too, is that you've got this sort of quasi timing where Vega were supposed to be strong with their Drow Ranger, and then all of a sudden it's all held in place because of the Slardar's lack of farm, and now it's almost like you said they've missed that window. So how do you respond? And where are they actually going to find a fight? Like, I don't know if they can really just try and group up and push again. It almost feels like they have to find pickoffs with the Drow Ranger Shadowblade.
Oh, look at that
God,
mid.
and now Burrow Strikes jumped upon. They are going to throw out the Witch Doctor ultimate. Doom is dropped as well onto Illidan's head, and it looks like they're going to be able to bring down the Sand King. So that was well what they needed. Mac is going to keep the chase. And RMN might go down. All right, they get the repel off, and I don't think that they can kill him off here. Iceberg looking though. They still have a crush arrow combo. They dropped the Guardian Angel. I don't know if that was really worth it for him there. Purification ran
Not
down.
against
He's gone.
Marana.
Jeez.
She's got this thing, this whole magic thing.
Yeah. Well,
that doesn't work out.
2 minutes now with no Guardian Angel
Against Drow lineup. Questionable place. Man, what a great job by Vega though. Like, cause they knew that, yeah, we can't just go and do our push thing as a Drow line despite having Aegis as Lolik. Oh, he's going for it, baby.
He wants to make it happen. Burrow Strike onto 2. FN drop it low, is going to lose his Aegis. And now the jump forward. Illidan trying to take down Sioma is... Oh, where are you going? They find the kill. And they did end up being able to get out of there with the Drow Ranger Shadowblade. So Witch Doctor making enough space for the carry to escape. And the end result is Aegis and the Witch Doctor for, well, not much damage to the tier 2 tower. Actually, almost dead. Damn. That was a quick push.
All right. Well, nicely played. Good save from Lolik. Again, before anyone else does, but the way Vega, like, were grouped up, knowing that they're looking for some sort of a pickoff play using this Omni Knight PA, because they know they don't want to take a full-scale fight as a Fantastic.Five. They don't want, like, 5 man into a tower because there's Aegis on Vega. That's not exactly worth it in their opinion, but if they can find them splitting and farming, trying to get up into the state that you know a Drow lineup wants to be at this point, then they could have punished that very heavily. But Vega understood that situation, so they were always shadowing around their Drow, make the big save, allows them to transition down into that tower, and then Lolik with the big plays, though. Again,
yeah.
That was pretty nicely done. And now it's them who are on the aggressive.
Yeah, that was right underneath an
or...
observer ward. That was... We'll see if F5 want to try and take this fight. They might actually in a good angle. Like, Epicenter is off cooldown. Well, it's not 40 seconds. Yeah, they actually just find Illidan. Astral... I don't know how you get caught there. There's the Burrow Strike now into FNG. Illidan trying to run away. They might end up losing 2. The Hand of God comes out. RMN taking the damage from the Witch Doctor ultimate. He's gonna die in Lord.
Man, I wish they had
Sandstorming away. A nice counterplay there from Mag, and they're still doing a decent chunk to these guys. Vega trying to escape with FN. Doomed up OD. He's gonna be gone now. They do end up losing the Slardar for it, but this is going so well for Vega, and likewise so unfortunate. Oh my God! All right, Illidan made it up a little bit. But nonetheless, that was a rough engagement for the side of Fantastic.Five, and they saw the smoke.
That was so greedy. I mean, they were trying to bait. Their positioning was pretty nice, right? Because they intentionally put the PA in this camp, make it look like she's farming. You had the Sand King and the Omni up here, and then you had everyone else sitting down here. So, like, it was an intentional bait. The whole play was she gets initiated on, you come in with a Purify, kill off the Slardar first. That play only works if Guardians was up.
Well,
like, I don't think that was the play if you don't have Guardian Angel yet.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say, is like, again, the 2 minutes.
Like, Omni's just running away, repelled from Witch Doctor ulti, and I'm just like, dude, man, imagine if you had your ulti right now.
I know. That ulti in mid, they're definitely regretting it now. Iceberg might get killed off here. There's the Burrow Strike, and, well, a little unfortunate for Iceberg. Frolic takes the regen rune just for funsies.
Yeah, that's a great pick. That's just like a free 520 gold to your Omni Knight. He's just like walking around. It's like, oh, hey, that's the enemy mid.
Yeah.
Good stuff.
This has been a game that has felt like very awkward for me at various points for both teams. Not always like the, I don't know. It feels very chaotic. Sioma is gonna die mid.
Yep.
Omni finds another one. He's about to have a killing spree with the classic score down at the bottom of 3 kills, 2 deaths, a couple assists as well.
Blink Strike, roughly the same size as Night Vision, so sad life for the Witch Doctor there.
On another ward placed. Very value ward they got last time, spotting out that smoke. Unfortunately, it didn't end up capitalizing on the vision advantage that they gained from it. Tier 2 tower going to get sieged up top, and definitely feeling like this Fantastic.Five lineup is responding well to the pressure the Drow Ranger wants to put.
Yeah, kind of. I think too many freebies given away from Vega just in the past minute too, right? Like the pick off on the Mirana, then the pick off on the Witch Doctor. You know they're a little bit destabilized. It allows you to set up first. Just like getting into that position here and knowing there's not a Witch Doctor like lurking in trees and everything it's pretty important. So making it look easy, man. Next Roche will be the most important thing I'd say on the map right now. Some good split push right now by FN. Are they at least carrying detection this time? They have dust on RMN, dust on Lolik.
Well, he has a Diffusal Blade completed now too, so I don't know if that's actually going to save him, actually. He still probably will die.
Yeah, that is nice, though. Just obviously up against the Omni Knight.
Yeah. Omni has a Force Staff now after those couple quick kills. Not bad.
Play the item. I would agree with that. Get Blink crushed or something by the Slider. You Force Staff that one person, and suddenly you can just turn around the entire fight. Also helps him just get in range in case he's to help either the OD or the PA.
Mm-hmm.
Is that double Force Staff now too? Yeah, because it beats these Hurricane Pikes, so...
Yeah. Early pickup there. And I imagine that OD now might just go back for a Sheep Stick as well. It's something that we've occasionally seen ODs go for afterwards to just stay on top of one of those targets. But
certainly what it looks like. I mean, I guess you could go Lincoln's because it is a Doom, but there's also Amplify, and there's then just like the silence from the Drow too.
Oh, they spot out a couple of skeletons moving in this direction. It doesn't look like they're able to find anybody, though. And, well, with Doom moving around, they could catch eyes in towards mid lane that this is being pushed out. I don't know if the wraparound's going to be there, though. Let's drop some wards. A little unfortuitous there that they don't end up taking down anybody with the smoke.
And that was both scans used as well. Teams not finding one another. Nice deep ward here now from the Dire side. This is where we reach that point in the game where the map gets this awkward split of like the Dire side plays over here and the Radiant side like plays over here.
Yeah.
Interesting dynamic, and of course, you know, pretty big benefit being on the Dire side obviously because there's this big guy who chills in the middle of your zone. So now, if you're the Radiant side, definitely want to get some more wards over in this area, take down this tower, farm, control this, deny any sort of advance from Vega, try and deny out as much vision as you can, and then take Roche.
And it looks like Radiant is going to have a little bit of a better vision advantage going into this. They find the Doom at the start. Counterplay not going to be enough. They lose their Doom, and now maybe they need to back out. They do not want to take this fight without that ability. Mag going to get jumped upon again. They find the kill, so 2 taken down, and I only talked about the vision. Radiant had it.
Nicely played. Now 2,200 gold onto Illidan. He's feeling pretty good. FN's going to make it okay with the TP. And you can see, they're scouting this thing out, man. Just send the creep in the pit. Chen's like, this is my most valuable contribution right now. I will make sure we know exactly when Roche spawns, and we will take that thing so fast thanks to our Deso PA. Arrow, not going to connect.
He does have a mechanism, but it has been a bit of a rough game for him, that's for sure. And it looks like they're ready to push now. I mean, they've got a lot of these big old creeps here taking down the tier 2 tower. This is definitely, those couple of pickoffs and the failed smoke is working out well into the favor of Fantastic.Five. I like the Frost Armor pickup as well with the Ogre.
Oh,
great.
BZZ, they're going to go for a playdown.
Yeah, this could be pretty bad. They're going to jump onto him, and they do, well, not find him. He's going to Force Staff away. And trying to get it. They get the silence, couple right clicks. They drop the Witch Doctor ultimate, and he is not going to go down. The Chen heals, keep him alive. And with that, everybody from Vega backs out.
Oh, and now Roche is up too. This is going to be very costly. No Death Ward, no Mirana ulti. They know everything's down. A single pick, and I'm sure they'll be very happy. Roche, in fact, they're going to start using that vision on the Doom.
Yep, they got him again. Silence there onto the Sand King, though, and now the Crush, he's going to die. They don't have the maneuverability, I think, to catch up to Yol. He's actually getting body blocked by his own creeps, but that might be enough for them to think about going for something.
Oh, man. Yeah, I would say so. Sand King's dead. I'm surprised they're not in the pit right now, but they actually got Illidan.
What are you doing there, buddy? Arrow connects. There's the magical damage, and he's going down, I think. There were a lot of right clicks that were missed.
Oh, now Armin comes in. Uh-oh. Save your buddy syndrome.
This is a little bit scary now. He repels himself, and... All right, they're going to call off the charge, move in, and secure Roshan for themselves.
This is where one person's yelling, I'm like, get back, get back, get back. Just go, Roche. Just win this damn game. Oh, this is such a big setback for Fantastic.Five. Like, OD, look how slow he farms. My god, it is painful to watch. Like, he's just hitting creeps, man. I feel like he's been hitting creeps for like 3 minutes straight now, and he's barely progressing. Like, he was well ahead of his PA, and now the PA is ahead of him. He is going into that Lincoln Spear, which, in a game like this, is... It's not even that great, but, like, there's no way he farms to a Scythe, I don't think.
Yeah. It's a rough one, and now you're also looking at a lot of Force Staffs on the side of Vega. We've already been able to pick up the Hurricane Pike. I imagine they start going into him next for Mag as well, if he can get that up and online. Still a little ways away from it, but considering that was the advantage that Fantastic.Five had previously, it maybe mitigates that a little bit as well. I don't know. I'm pretty concerned about the team fights going forward, particularly if Doom gets an initiation item. And he decided to go for Vlad's first, but it feels like it could be a decent game for Shadowblade. Do you like the Blink over that as opposed to the Shadowblade for Doom?
I like Blink in this sense just because, I mean, he has the Vlads and the drums, so there's certainly an argument for Shadowblade to get like more value, like, you know, damage, attack speed, and whatnot, but just blinking on that Omni is just so crucial. Yeah, this is going to be a nice combination. I think they caught a bit of it?
Yeah, and they're realizing that they're wrapping around this way, so they're going to be perfectly prepared for this. They're baiting it out.
They have
Sand King, he has ultimate available. Mag, they break the smoke, or rather the Moonlight Shadow wears off. Yola's spotting this all out, and it does feel like whoever gets the jump here is going to be very heavily in the favor. Illidan just going to take down the tower and back out. So Vega don't find the initiation they wanted. Nobody's going to get out of there.
Alright, so Radiant playing it cautious as they should, just because there is that Aegis now up. So last tower, bottom lane's pushing at the same time too. Now this is kind of a conundrum, right? Like one person goes down to push this out, and they're just going to so quickly take this tower, as it's already dead anyway. So they'll just 5-man bottom. I think they just lose both towers here. Like the rotations coming in from the dire side are going to be very painful.
Now, I mean, the tower's already gone.
Yeah.
Like we
no
look
reason
away
to stop the
and
train until you see someone at the base too. So
they've got Aegis up on Drow Ranger, and I mean Illidan, he does break the smoke again. Bashed first hit, why not, on the dagger. Thinking about this, they still have Doom available. They get the Burrow Strike there, and well, Benji pump fakes the Doom. Doesn't want to throw it out as of yet. They're just gonna comfortable with the slow siege potential. Or backing out completely. Neither side has great vision right now of the area where it looks like they're going to fight.
Yeah, a couple of them getting de-warded, I guess. They must have... Oh, they had the Chen Gem, that's right. So they got rid of these wards down here. That was well played. Okay, well, Lincoln's... Maybe... Do they have any smokes on the Radiant? 2 minutes left, so you'd imagine they'd want to smoke into them as that's expiring.
Yeah.
Probably the best chance. I don't think you want to chill back too much if you're on that Radiant side again. The Basher is done, so we're almost into the Abyssal.
Mm-hmm. Oh, here's the wraparound.
Away.
Doom is going to be in a good position. They find Vega, FN right there
Doom.
at the start, and the stun is there as well. They do get the crush onto the Sand King, and they might just opt to Doom him instead. They also have eyes on Omni Knight. Still, that ability hasn't been used. There's the Force Staff away. RMN going to be alive for the moment. He repels himself. Now, amp damage. He's just gone.
Oh,
now, Matt chasing it down further. They Doom up Illidan. Lincoln's not going to be broken this time. Hand of God trying to keep him alive, but this is not what you want to be doing. Running away from a Drow Ranger, all those frost arrows slowing you down to death, and now looking after BZZ, he might be gone as well, crushed and killed. How's your Lincoln's looking now? Time to take high ground.
Exit full recovery mode. He's like, nah, I can carry this game. It's fine. Excellent chase down. Man, there is nothing worse than being on the run from a Slardar. Like, you're just not going to get away. It ain't going to happen, man. He tags up the amplified damage. He's got ridiculous range.
They don't have
Allies
any
are keeping up with
buybacks.
4 staffs.
This is at least a 2
This
lanes
is
of
2
barracks.
lanes. Yeah, for sure. I think this is just game, honestly.
Oh,
I mean, they can't
man.
take bottom thanks to the tower, but...
Oh man, this is rough. Well, I mean, they've got the Sand King there, the send back with the Burrow Strike. They kill off the Centaur before it can stomp. Everything going the way of Vega right now. And it just all comes off of like one team fight with no buyback.
Radiant's top barracks.
Drow Dota. Right?
Oh,
I mean, lapse the judgment for a second. One bad fight, and she takes their whole base. What a hero.
they're going to be kicking themselves after that one. Indeed. Well, how do you respond now? Fantastic.Five, they don't want to GG out. They want to keep this game going. And with the Aegis expiring, maybe an opportunity for them to make a play out themselves?
Yeah, maybe if there's like some bad gold management or something from Vega. Obviously, they just get a giant influx though, so it's highly unlikely if you're on the Radiant that you'd suspect some of them don't have buybacks. Currently, actually, that's a Shadow Blade now for Meg, so he won't have buyback. I mean, they equally have some pretty crazy push just because of Illidan. There's no towers in the mid lane, so they can just run up to that tier 3.
There's a
Start
gem
going
in
on.
the river.
There's no towers anywhere.
They left
nice.
the gem. Okay, that's fine.
Thanks, guys. Do they even have a gem on the Dire? No, they don't.
Oh, man. That's... Well,
Throwing a bone to F5, you know.
15,000 net worth lead. They can afford it at least for the moment. Is that something that you do think about going back for now as Vega is going for a gem, a true sight for themselves?
Yeah, I mean, that's kind of like Dota closeout moment, right?
Mm-hmm.
I think they figured they can just get their hands on that one. They just missed it. Get themselves a kill. I don't know. They all just bought out. They don't have buyback. Can you imagine
They got
if PA
axed on
just does
Doom.
PA things, though? Yeah, I was wondering if he was going to do that, but
Oh.
I guess we weren't expecting double racks.
Illidan chases in, brings Sioma very low, but now with the Witch Doctor ultimate from the high ground, Burrow Strike onto FNG. They haven't killed them off as of yet. Armen gonna be saved by the OD on the other side. Sand King got jumped on by the Slaughter. He'll be out of the fight, but Illidan gone. PA dead to that Ags, and
Oh, nice
now
arrow.
it looks like BZZ is probably going to drop as well. No great way to save him. Yul can only look on in dismay. I think he did get... No, he didn't get a send back. There was nothing there. Armen crushed. Not going to get killed. GG gets called as Vega take game number 2. And Mopax, we got ourselves a series.
Woo! Yeah, no, I want to talk about that Ags too, just because I think more than likely he probably would have got a blink, right? If like they lost one more fight, just so he can always doom the target that he wants. But if you guys haven't done it, like the Aghanim Scepter on the Doom, it allows you to take care of passives. So then it's like an MKB for your whole team, right? Doom up that Illidan PA, no more blur.